I love NFTs, and so does Gary Vee. He has been very active on social media, professing his love for NFTs and how he thinks it's the future. Gary Vee bought a So Rare NFT for over $22,000, and we have Logan Paul out here selling $5 million worth of NFTs. The hype is real. A very popular NFT at the moment are CryptoPunks. These pieces of digital NFTs are selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And as exciting as this space is, we need to pause and acknowledge what Gary Vee said in this tweet. And he stated that 97 to 99% of projects will be money losers. So I'm patient and learning before I speak. So as exciting as this crypto space is, this NFT market, we need to talk about the negatives. And on my videos in the past, I really didn't cover these in depth. So that's what I'm gonna do here today. And it's something I try to do as much as I can on this channel. I do it with Bitcoin, and the name of this channel is called The Bitcoin Express. So clearly I'm a big fan, but we always need to talk about the downsides. So in this video, we are going to cover the 3 major risks with NFTs. Welcome aboard The Bitcoin Express. My name is Chase. Let's get to it. NFTs have been selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. But the biggest problem with the NFT market is that it is illiquid. Let me explain. When we look at the crypto markets, they are much more liquid, meaning that when you buy crypto and things start going south, you can get out of your position. You can dollar cost average out, you can sell a quarter or half or all of it. But in the NFT world, you cannot do that at the moment. It is an all or nothing sell. When we look at crypto, it builds up support levels over time. If we're looking at the Bitcoin chart, we have moving averages and we have a lot of data from the past to show us what range this crypto might be valued at. So even if it starts to decrease, we can slowly get out of our position. But in the NFT art world or in the NFT gaming world as well, these prices for these NFTs have no support level. They go from 0 to 100,000 pretty much overnight. Right now, I'm looking at the most expensive game NFTs selling for $700,000, $200,000, $100,000. And if we actually go and look into them, we can see there is no support for these NFTs. This is a CryptoPunk that sold for $700,000. And if we go down and look at the history, we can see that it was only sold twice. It was sold for about $2,000. And then later it was sold for about $761,000. And in between these sales, there were bids, and this is how it got to this high price. Now we can look at this on OpenSea, and this is a great place that you can look at any NFT pretty much and look at the history. This is very important to look at the value of an NFT and try to figure out, is it something that shot up overnight or did it build value over time? And the reason this is a risk is because if you pay $50,000, $100,000, maybe even $1,000, right? And then the market goes south, you can't just get out of your position. It is all or nothing. It is an illiquid market. And when things go south, there are very few people that will want to buy your NFT that you paid $100,000 for. There's very few people that will actually pay $100,000 or more. Probably won't even happen in a bear market. You might get nothing for that NFT. So on OpenSea, we're looking at the same exact CryptoPunk, and we can see this nice chart they have here. If you just scroll through, it was sold in 2017, and then boom, the next sale in 2021 for 605 Ethereum. So go to OpenSea always when you're going to purchase something and look through the history. You can see the sale prices, the bids, the transfers. And if we look at this CryptoPunk, same thing. It sold in 2017 for about 7.9 Ethereum. Then it sold for 4 Ethereum in 2017. And then next sale, boom, 2021, it sold for 800 Ethereum. There is no support for these NFTs. And then of course, let's talk about the CryptoKitties. This dragon CryptoKitty was probably the first NFT that made headlines when it was sold back in 2017, 2018. It was 2018. So if we look at this, this is absolutely insane. This was sold in 2018, right, for 0.002 Ethereum. Next sale, 2018, 600 Ethereum overnight. And if we look here, just as I mentioned, when you don't have support, no one's going to buy it. After this was sold for 600 Ethereum in 2018, we can see these bid prices come nowhere close. 0.2 Ethereum, 0.22 Ethereum, 0.23 Ethereum. So whoever paid 600 Ethereum for this NFT is pretty much stuck with it. No one wants to buy it. So when we look back at this chart, we can see these NFTs are already worth a lot of money. But let's say we could get our hands on an NFT that was $25,000 and it does very well. And in the future, it sells for $100,000. That's a 4x, right? The problem here is there is a lot of risk and little reward. We're risking putting money into an NFT that may not sell if there's a bear market, and all we're gonna get in return is a 4x. Maybe it does very well and we get a 6x. But when we look at the regular crypto market, the market that, as mentioned, is liquid. If things go south, you can sell a small amount. You can do a 4 or 6x much easier with less risk. In a bull market, assuming that it continues, there is a higher probability that you can 4 to 5x your money in crypto without getting into NFTs. If you go into something like Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, Chainlink, and I'm not saying you should get into these or not because nothing is guaranteed, there is a higher likelihood that you would 4x your money here than you would with these NFTs that you're paying $25,000, $30,000 for. And I know a lot of people watching aren't focusing on these $25,000 NFTs, but even when we look at NFTs that are maybe $1,000 or $2,000, the same thing can happen. You might get stuck with these NFTs. So it's all about the risk versus reward. What can you do with that money? Can you multiply it by 10 or 20? Maybe then it starts to make more sense. So when it comes to the NFT world, whether it is NFT art or an NFT game, it's all about getting in early. So with the games, it's a lot more difficult because it's hard to kind of predict which of these NFT collectibles and games will take off. It's a little more easy with NFT art because, as I mentioned in a previous video, NFT art has a lot to do with reputation. So when someone with a reputation sells NFT arts or collectibles, you already can predict that it likely will do well. We saw this with Justin Roiland. He is the creator of Rick and Morty, and he decided to sell NFTs on Nifty Gateway. And at the initial price, these NFTs were selling for $10, $100, $500. So if you were able to get in early, these pieces have appreciated in value. Now they're selling for, thousands of dollars. So this is the risk though, when you're getting in early. You don't know if you're actually going to get your hands on something valuable. The second risk of NFT trading is buying a replica. And this is going to answer the most common question I get on all of my NFT videos. And that question is, why can't I just copy this NFT and go ahead and sell it? And the answer is, you can copy it and you can go ahead and put it up for sale, but no one is likely going to buy it. Right now I'm on the Instagram of Banksy. This is a famous street artist. Now someone went on Rarible and they sold fake Banksy NFTs and they netted over $1 million in Ethereum. This account named Pest Supply had the branding and non-fungible tokens made in Banksy's signature graffiti stencil style. And there was this user who thought they got a great deal. He said, I either just blew $750 or got the deal of a lifetime on a Banksy. But this person bought a fake Banksy. There is no Banksy NFT on Rarible. And when we go ahead and look at it, it looks like to be the same thing, the real deal. This is Banksy artwork. And if we look at the profile, we can see that it is Pest Supply named here, but all of this work looks like Banksy. So at this moment, we need to stop and think, are we getting the real deal? And this is very similar to how traditional art works. If you have a Picasso that you think is real and everyone thinks it's real, it's going to be worth millions of dollars. But what happens when you have a professional come in to verify and they find out that it is not real? Instantly that painting becomes worth $5. So the same thing is happening here. If you copy someone's painting or their NFT in this case and you go ahead and sell it, it is a replica. People don't want it. They want it from the original creator. So let's say this was a real Banksy NFT. We thought it was. It would be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars potentially. But the moment we find out that the owner is not Banksy, it loses all its value. And people do fall victim to this scam, and it likely will continue to happen. The account records showed hundreds of sales to buyers ranging from 0.116 Ethereum to over 60 Ethereum for a piece titled NFT Morons. And you guys don't want to be the moron. So what you have to do in this case, if you're going to buy an NFT, especially one of value, is look into it. And it's pretty easy. All you need to do is go to these pieces and you can look at the history. You can see this on all the platforms. You can see when it was sold, who bid, who placed a bid on it. And if we go into this account, we can see there's only 295 followers. So if this was a real Banksy profile, there is no way there would only be 295 followers. Let's go over an example. If we're on Rarible and we look at the top sellers, we see Mark Cuban right here. So if we click on Mark Cuban's profile, it'll bring us to this page. And we can pretty much assume that this is the real Mark Cuban page. Anything we buy here, it is from Mark Cuban. But we can always go more in depth. If we see a Mark Cuban profile and we're not sure, we can go ahead and search in the search bar for Mark Cuban and see if any other profiles show up. You can also double check, cross check on social media, because all of these people with reputations, they have a reputation for a reason. They're probably going to be on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and all over. So if I go to Mark Cuban's Twitter and I look at his tweet, I can click on it and it will bring us to the same exact profile. So in this case, I verified that it is the real Mark Cuban NFTs. So if you see something and it looks to be too cheap and it's from a big artist, definitely this is a red flag. If you come across a person of influence selling an NFT for $20 worth of Ethereum, pause for a second and just simply go into the profile, look through the history, look, do they have following, cross-check it with other social media. A very good example are hash masks. These NFTs are selling for thousands of dollars. And if I'm over here on OpenSea, I can see the account is hash masks with a verified collection check. I can scroll down and I can look through the history. Now, scrolling through OpenSea, I also came across this NFT, and it looks to be a hash masks as well. But if I look at the creator, it is NFT Gems. There is no verified collection check. And if I scroll down into the history, this was just created 10 days ago, and it has not been sold yet. And if I was newer into the space and I'm looking for a hash masks, I might find this and say, wow, I'm going to get a deal of the lifetime. But the problem is, you're probably going to end up buying this hash masks NFT, and now you're stuck with it. No one will want to purchase it from you. The third risk of NFT trading is wash sales. This is when someone creates an NFT, lists it for sale, and buys it back from themselves for a high price, creating the illusion that it is an NFT that is in demand. If we go back to this hash mask NFT, the one I told you is not a real hash masks, and we scroll down and we see that it was created 10 days ago, right? If just 5 days from now this sold for 500 Ethereum, this is very fishy and is likely a wash sale, someone buying it back from themselves. But if we look at this other hash masks NFT, we can go through the trading history. And it didn't just go from $0 to 100,000 overnight. There are many offers along the way, and we'll see that it will bid up the price. So there's offers over and over, and then a sale is made. But you can make the case that all of these offers are coming from fake accounts, but you can actually verify that because you can see all these offers and the accounts tied to them. But if you ever see an account that is just having a ton of offers and sales from random addresses that no one can verify, it is likely a wash sale. And when I go back to this CryptoKitty dragon that sold for 600 Ethereum in 2018, it looks to be like a wash sale to me. It's very hard for me to determine if this is real or not, because as I go through, I can see that this was created 3 years ago. It was listed and sold for 0.002 Ethereum. And then immediately after it was listed, it was sold for 600 Ethereum, right? I don't see any history in between. And then following that, there is no price action on this NFT. The bids are 0.2, 0.1, 0.22. So when I look at this NFT, this Dragon NFT that made headlines a couple years ago, I think this was probably not a real sale. This was a wash sale. So be very cautious when you're out there in this NFT world. If I can summarize everything into one statement that will save you, is when buying an NFT, make sure to look at the history of the NFT and verify the creator. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Stay safe out there. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.